Hey Cannasaurs, it's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Friday, August 9th. Hope you're doing awesome. And in this video, we're going to do another rapid fire news update for the period August 3rd to the 9th. And again, this is not to go into deep dive detail. It's a high level overview in case you missed it. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash a like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. And you should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And I'm going to try to go through this one in about 10 minutes today. I'm going to golf, so going to try to run through it a little bit quicker today. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And just in case we ever get censored here on YouTube, good to maintain multiple methods of communication. Green Thumb reported second quarter 2024 results. I did a video just on this as earnings season kicked into high gear, no pun intended. But if you haven't seen that video, you can check it out for details. Absolutely crushed on estimates. Also, IIPR reported second quarter 2024 financial results. We'll run through, like I said, a little bit quicker here. I got a lot to get to today. Nearly 100 Ohio dispensaries cleared to sell adult use MJ. So that launched on August 6th this week. So that was on Tuesday because, yeah, Monday was a holiday. It's a short week, but it felt like a super long week this week. But, yeah, they launched on Tuesday, and I think it was 98 dispensaries total. So it didn't look that busy whenever I looked at some of the things online. But, yeah, everybody, they said probably like 200 to 300% more foot traffic, I think. But here in Canada, when they legalized, like in some parts in Quebec, like it was like even like a year after or 2 years after, like some stores were still lineups like down the road. It was crazy. But yeah, people like their MJ. MJ Biz Daily says leading Democratic senators call for MJ to be entirely descheduled. So this seems to be gaining some traction. I've been seeing a lot of chatter around this, and while it might not really do anything, it's great that it's coming up again and again and again. The more people in Congress that start to be aware that these are big issues and people want this, then it's only going to do us good in the end, right? So while I still think rescheduling to Schedule 3 is the most likely scenario, there's a slight chance that we could get it descheduled as well. Trulieve reports second quarter 2024 results exceeding quarterly guidance. They had 60% gross margin, and I did a video on Trulieve earnings as well. You can check that out. They beat as well. Organigram to report third quarter fiscal 2024 results on August 13th, so you can mark your calendars for that, and I'll definitely be covering those. Also, MJ Biz Daily, Harris's vice president pick, Tim Walz, means a pro-MJ Democratic ticket, and this is the first time. I also did a video on that. You can check that out for my thoughts and opinions. Aurora announced their fiscal 2025 first quarter results and delivers positive free cash flow. And overall, it was a very impressive report. I posted a video about this one as well, combining a few other earnings into one. And there was like Cresco and AYR in them. So if you haven't seen that, AYR had second quarter 2024 as well. And then I think that was the next one on the list. Yep. Teen MJ use has fallen over the past decade as more states enacted legalization, new CDC report shows. And a lot of people are saying that, this is going to ruin lives and more teens are going to get access to it. And people are going to be going around like zombies in the streets. Okay, well, have you heard of Canada? Have you been to Canada? Do you see zombies on the streets and teens like laying all over the place, like smoking everywhere? No, it's actually the opposite. These people are clowns. Curaleaf reports second quarter 2024 results. They were a bit lackluster. But I did post a video on that. But yeah, Boris Jordan is now the CEO, so they're getting rid of Matt Darin, and it's going to be Boris. Matt Darin's retiring. I would have thought it'd be the other way around, but I think that's a great thing, actually. MariMed also reported second quarter 2024 earnings. On Tilray, we had the move over pumpkin spice shock top as it reclaims autumn with the return of the twisted pretzel. So this is I've never heard of this. It says the return, so I've never tried it. Must just be a seasonal thing, but man, I can't wait to try that thing. I'm not sure if it'll be in Canada or not, but I'm going to be keeping an eye out for it. Breckenridge Distillery partners with Denver Broncos Legends to release fourth edition of the Broncos Country Bourbon Blend. So that is awesome to see. Eventually you're going to be able to go to the Denver Broncos game and you'll be able to buy MJ beverages and things like that right then and there. And then same thing with like hockey games that are indoor. There's no way you'd be able to smoke or light up a pre-roll or something like that, right? They're going to be using edibles, but more than likely beverages. It would probably be the de facto, like Boris Jordan said in the earnings call as well. He said he believes beverages is going to be the highest, second biggest market and segment in the industry next to flower. And that's a bold statement, and I would agree with him. Sounds like he's been watching POW videos. Canadian MJ operator High Tide secures $15 million credit line. That is fantastic to see. Love High Tide. They just surpassed 1.5 million Canna Cabana. I guess it's just Cabana Club members, but they're behind Canna Cabana. And I was actually just there yesterday. That's where I got the cream soda zero. If you haven't seen that video, I review it. Oh, it's fantastic. Also, Charlotte's Web reported 2024 second quarter financial results. A little bit lackluster as well. Oxley to report second quarter 2024 financial results on August 15th. So if you're interested in those, mark your calendar. Cresco Labs reported their second quarter. Again, I've already done a video. Same one as Aurora where I go over that. Same thing here with the cannabis. They beat estimates for the second quarter. And I go over those as well. So MJ users have better outcomes following heart attack. New study finds pointing to the MJ paradox. So that's super interesting. And again, this is before rescheduling or any kind of meaningful reform in the U.S. Imagine it's going to be way easier to do research and get access to clinical trials and studies and whatnot. And if they're finding this all out now, just imagine, and then, couple that with like the help of AI, things are about to get pretty nutty, I think. Village Farms International also reported Q2 2024 results, and I covered those in the same video as Cresco and the others. Same thing with Kronos. That was also in that same video. Kronos Group reported 2024 second quarter results sitting on a boatload of cash. But again, if you want to see details on that, check out the video. TerraSend reported second quarter 2024 financial results. I didn't do a video on that one. Not a company that I follow that closely, to be honest. I think they'll probably merge with another company in the grand scheme of things. And I think Canopy has like a 13% stake in them. So we'll see what happens there. Trump says they could even potentially put that under the Canopy USA entity, right alongside Acreage. They said they came out with their earnings today, and they said Acreage should close in spring of 2025, but moreover on that in just a moment. Trump says he agrees people should not be criminalized over MJ as more states legalize. And then there was also an article from MJ Biz Daily saying that he touches on legal MJ, but says he'll weigh in soon on Florida adult use. And I didn't really give too much specifics, but he did agree that it was sad seeing people in jail, and he kind of starts to think about it differently since all these states are legalizing. Right, half the U.S. or over half the U.S. is some form legal, and then 24 states, probably going to be 25 soon, are legal at the adult use level. Well, that's half the states, right? I mean, come on. It's either they hate America, the American people, or democracy, because like the majority, I would say 75 to 85% of the population wants it legal, right, from a recreational standpoint. Planet 13 announced their Q2 2024 financial results. So if you haven't seen those, you can check out the press release. Leafly Holdings, Inc. reports second quarter 2024 financial results. Again, you can refer to the press release for more details. And again, moreover, more details will be on the press release for GrowGen and their Q2 2024 financial results. Speaking of more financial results, Canopy Growth reported first quarter fiscal year 2025 financial results today before market opened. And I did a video on this one so you can check it out, but they had a pretty big miss on both revenue and on EPS as well. And check out that video. You need that's a must watch for sure. Go over all the highlights from the conference call and Acreage. They said not till spring 2025 is when it's going to close, and it has to be audited. So we're probably not going to hear anything until Q3, Q4 2025. Calendar year Q3, Q4 2025, and about any insight into their financials. Unless things really go faster than spring, but as of right now, we should expect Q3, Q4 2025, where we find out insight into the Canopy USA entity financials. And by then, they might even add a few more companies. Who knows? Curaleaf celebrates new dispensary opening in Pensacola, Florida. Never heard of that, but love Florida. So this is great to see ahead. They said they're upping their capacity on their earnings call as well, and ramping up for the inevitable approval of adult use, which I think it's going to pass probably around 65%, somewhere around there, give or take. Maryland governor stresses need to advocate for sane federal MJ policy, including banking reform. Yeah, exactly. Everything else has been insane so far and just ridiculous, absolutely asinine that they're not moving the needle here. But moving on, VA reiterates that federal doctors cannot recommend MJ post-legalization in Ohio as long as it's on Schedule 1. Well, good thing it's on its path to Schedule 3. So we'd love to see that happen sooner than later, just like most of you listening to my voice likely are the same. Tilt pivots to asset light model as losses mount in their recent earnings as well. But this kind of reminds me of what Canopy did, and a lot of the operators in Canada becoming more asset light, especially in such a fierce competitive market. Also, medical MJ is a promising treatment for Tourette syndrome. New scientific review concludes. So again, more over on medicine of the future. Just imagine when it gets reformed in the U.S. and around the world, and more studies and research is done. And then also, the more time goes on, and these companies, public companies that are throwing research and their dollars and reinvesting their dollars from the business into it. And then, from a government perspective and all these, just imagine, coupled with AI, like we could potentially find major breakthroughs. Like I'm talking curing cancer type of thing, right? But got to give the disclaimer, this is not in any way that saying that it does that. I'm just saying, there's believed to be some type of anti-cancer properties in the MJ plant, right? But imagine if we actually had a legitimate confirmation with the help of AI and, multiple different ways of conducting research, it's going to be interesting. I think it very well could someday. So medicine of the future, we'll see what happens. Tilray Brands could finally be on a path to profitability, and it's all thanks to its strategic move. Tilray has been growing its business outside of MJ over the years. Surprisingly, it's now one of the largest craft brewers in the U.S., number 5 to be exact. Stronger margins in the alcohol business are helping Tilray's financials. So if you haven't seen that article from the Motley Fool, not too many articles that I agree with, but that one I did. And they have different writers and publishers and authors, right? So it's sometimes you get a bit of a mixed bag on there. Also, MJ use shouldn't disqualify athletes from the Olympics, Americans say in new poll. Absolutely. I wonder what they say about legalizing at just removing it from the Schedule 1 and descheduling it altogether and making it legal. I'm pretty sure they would all be voting in favor of that. Trump says he has agreed to do 3 debates with Kamala Harris, and it's proposed for September 4th, 10th, and 25th of all in September. So we'll see what happens there, but there could be a lot of MJ talk then. But again, if you haven't seen my video reviewing XMG Zero Cream Soda, there was also the XMG Brain Freeze, which I just did a live stream on that one. It was my first time trying it. I did a live stream and kind of see my reaction, but it was fantastic as well. I'll give that one a 9 out of 10. The Cream Soda Zero is 10 out of 10. Absolutely awesome. You got to pick up those as soon as possible and try that deliciousness. All right, do yourself a favor and try them out. Going to end it there. Hope you have a great weekend ahead. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth for another rapid fire news update, and we'll see you again on the next video.